And so now what do we do if we can't even quite get to that mindfulness state? What do we do if you're already outside this window of tolerance? And again, I'll just show you these steps here of our model. We want to first be able to gauge that. And so you're going to understand that we're outside your window of tolerance through these body gauges and the sensations that you might be aware of. And then we're going to understand whether you're inside this window of tolerance, whether you're hypervigilant, feeling anxiety, overwhelmed, or whether you're hypo aware and feeling really exhausted, burnt out. You might be starting to shut down. And then we either go and continue, we push through, or we want to do an activity that grounds us. And some of those grounding activities, especially as a naturopathic doctor, I have lots of different tools and I use them every day as myself or on myself. Particularly if you're already in that stress state, we want to be able to release and process some of those emotions and get back to a place that we're going to be most effective and helpful for ourselves. So some of the things that I use are essential oils that can help take the edge off. Sometimes, especially of strong emotions, sometimes even pain, I'll use it physically, and then that helps my mental clarity and my mental drive for the day as well. I also use herbal supplements. They can help to balance the nervous system, especially for long-term stress and burnout. Definitely in the moment there are some that can be really useful, and then for longer-term burnout where we might see that it starts to affect how our cortisol levels react, what our autonomic nervous system is doing, herbs can be really helpful for that too. And then I have some other more kind of lifestyle tools that we use in office, and they can be mindfulness tools, but some of them also just help to bring awareness. They can help to release some of our limiting beliefs that help to keep us in this sort of protection and perseverance mode, that we can start to get back more into our flow and freedom mode. And some of those techniques um, include some things that help to balance the nervous system. So neural emotional technique, sometimes Psych K, even hypnosis. And we can do, one of the tools that I use regularly that I'm going to teach you today is actually emotional freedom technique, or what some people might call tapping. And so this is an activity that we're going to go through that talks about how to get a little bit more to get out of burnout. So mindfulness can be helpful, but sometimes we are already too far out of this window of tolerance to do some of those mindfulness activities. And it might actually be too hard for us at the moment, or just not really accessible or available to us. And so tapping, or emotional freedom technique, is something that we can use then to help us in this state. So let me just get set up here. Perfect. So if everyone wants to get comfortable, we're going to go through a series of tapping now. Feel free to open your eyes, close your eyes, whatever you feel like is going to be the most comfortable for you. And then I wanted you to think of a situation where you felt a little bit more in that protection mode, or maybe a little bit more stressed. And then if you can identify that type of emotion that you felt during that time. So maybe it was feeling vulnerable or embarrassed. Maybe it was feeling angry or frustrated, sad, whatever it was. Something where you just felt a little bit more dysregulated. And then if you can feel too in your body, just, we're not doing a full mindfulness scan or not doing a full body scan, but just to be a little bit aware of where you might feel any sensations in your body, because we're going to use that in our emotional freedom technique as well. And with emotional freedom technique, we always create a sentence. And the sentence is, even though I feel whatever it is that you're feeling, and you could even say about and name that situation, I completely love and accept myself. I'm going to repeat the sentence over and over again. There's actually a lot of science behind affirmations, And right now we're going to focus on releasing some of this negative aspect, these negative sensations, these negative thoughts that we have, and then we can actually switch it to more of a positive affirmation. So it would look something like this. We're going to go through, I'm going to show you where all the points are. So first they're at the side of our hand, and we do something like the karate chop, where we push our hands together, and we're going to push these acupuncture points on the sides of our hands. All of these are actually acupuncture points. The next one's going to be the top of our head. We're just going to tap on them, and you can do this along with me. Then it's on your eyebrows, sort of the center part of your eyebrows on the side, and then sides of your temples, under your cheekbones, under your nose, under your chin, at your collarbones, just underneath your collarbones, at the sides right here near your armpit, at the front of your armpit, and you can do those ones individually. And then I also always rub over my heart, kind of more on the left side, but your heart, emotional heart, is just in the center. And then you can either tap or rub this area, and then you can either tap or rub other areas where you're feeling that sensation. So if it's anxiety, it might be in your abdomen. And sometimes for me that's sensitive, I don't want to tap it, but then I'll rub it. Or if you're actually feeling pain in your knee, you can rub or tap your knee, kind of massage it. Whatever feels most appropriate or whatever helps to sort of relieve some of that tension. And so what the whole thing looks like, we're going to go through those points as we say our sentence and as we tap. So even though I'm feeling really embarrassed about my conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. We say that 3 times. Even though I feel embarrassed about my conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about my conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about my conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though, we're going to do that 3 times. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, I will completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed about the conversation with my friend yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Remember, we repeat this 3 times at each point. You can switch up the words if it feels comfortable to do that. So even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. And your mind might wander to other times that you felt embarrassed as well. Completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. And for me right now, it feels like it was yesterday and I don't really feel that embarrassment anymore. So I'm going to switch that sentence then to even though I felt embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed about my conversation yesterday, or during my conversation yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed about my conversation yesterday, completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed during my conversation yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed about the conversation yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed about that conversation yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I felt embarrassed during that conversation yesterday, I completely love and accept myself. During the conversation, I felt embarrassed, and even though I completely love and accept myself. And when you feel like there's been a release from that negative sentence, then you can switch it over to something positive. And that will be more motivating, and that will help you, again, as an affirmation for yourself and then in the future. So something like, for me, that might be, we're going to start with our hands here. That might be, I feel confident about sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident about sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident about sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident about sharing my feelings with my friends. And again, we repeat this 3 times, and we go through all of the points. And ideally, we do this up to 5 times. Even 3 is okay. And about the eyebrows, I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings with my friends. I feel confident in sharing my feelings. 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 I feel confident in expressing my feelings. I feel confident expressing my feelings. I feel confident expressing my feelings. I feel confident in expressing my feelings. And our last points here, I feel confident in expressing my feelings. 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 And then again, to do any other points where you're feeling big sensations, whatever feels good, massage them, tap them, rub them. And this is something that you really want to take the time to do. That time is important, to go through the sentence 3 times and then to go through the whole thing and repeat it at least 3 to 5 times. It is also something that you really can do anywhere. It's a little easier to do in a more chaotic or loud environment if you are at home and aren't able to get a quiet space for mindfulness. It's something you can excuse yourself from a meeting at work or something like that to do, especially if you're feeling like your emotions are very elevated. These are all acupuncture points. They can actually help to release some of our more calming parasympathetic aspect of our nervous system and get us more into that line. And as we can change from that negative state into that more positive state, it can kind of bring us more into that state of freedom and flow as well. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Keep me posted.